So we ordered this water pump. What this is supposed to be able to do is take undrinkable water and filter it down to a point where you can drink it. We're gonna test this on water that's out in our lake, which I would not drink unless I really needed to, but we're gonna go and filter that water and see how it does. Let's go ahead and open this up though, see what's inside. This is a soft case, but it is rigid to help protect it, but you know, it is a little bit flexible. All right, so there's a whole lot packaged inside of this case. So first thing, it comes with a little portable water carrying pouch. It comes with the pump. It comes with the main membrane for the filter itself and some other filtering items here. It comes with, of course, the case that we showed you and the owner's manual. So I'm gonna go ahead and check out this manual a little bit. So there's a lot of features to this filter. I definitely recommend reading through the instructions before you start doing anything with it so you understand it, because it does have multiple filters that come with this and they have different purposes. So here's some more information about the different filters. Again, there's a reverse osmosis filter and an ultrafine filter. So definitely read this, understand the use of these before you start using it so you know you're doing it right. And then of course on the back of the manual here, it shows you how to use them. So if you're using reverse osmosis, it shows you the different hoses to use and how you hook it up and how to do the pre-filter. And if you're using the ultrafine filter, you don't really have to put the pre-filter because it does that here and then the hoses you want to use. So it has two different filters for you to use with this pump. And this thing can filter a lot of water. So this isn't something that's only good for one person. This is something that you could bring and it could provide water for your whole family or even a group of people, because it does actually filter quite a bit of water for a small filter like this. So it's a great survival tool if you're in a group. All right, so enough talking about this. I am gonna get some water out of our lake. We're gonna go ahead and filter that water through this and check it out. I filled up an entire 2 liter. So if you see this, I can hold it up a little bit in front of this white bowl. There is sediment and everything that has settled down to the bottom. This was not clean water. Very murky when I first got it, but it has settled a little bit in this 2 liter. So we're gonna test this water here and see how it tastes, how well it does, and compare it to tap water. So I poured the water out of the 2 liter into this white bowl. This is a white bowl, and this is the color of the water. It's still brownish, even though it's been sitting in this 2 liter for a few days to settle. This is the settled water that was at the bottom that stirred up as I was pouring it. I tried to keep as much of this out of the water. So now I'm going to put this filter together and pump this water to try to make it drinkable. So to start with, I put the ultrafine filter in here. I've got the reverse osmosis filter set aside because that's going to be step 2 that I do. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the ultrafine filter to pump the water out of this bowl, which was the lake water that has settled. And then we can run this water through reverse osmosis to see how clear that even gets. So to do this, I've got all the hoses hooked up. I've got the wastewater hose here going into that 2 liter. I've got the input hose here connected into this lake water. And then I've got the output hose here running into this bowl here that's going to collect the clean water. So now I'm just going to pump it. I don't know if you can see the bubbles already moving through the line, but it's already pumping the bubbles. And I can already see the water coming up the line, but I have not seen any water come out yet. Of course, this filter has to fill up with water, but now, if you've noticed, there's already water coming into this bowl. I'm going to keep pumping. It's not hard to do this pumping. This is about what you would feel on doing, I don't know, bicycle air pump. It's very easy to pump this through, and it is pumping through fine. So I'm going to pump this one bowl about halfway down and try to get this other bowl about halfway full so we can compare the water through the ultrafine filter. This is the water that has been run through the ultrafine filter, and this is the water that was lake water unfiltered. So you can already see the difference between the two water. This one's definitely darker than this water here, but this isn't the last filter. This is now a drinking glass that is going to accept the reverse osmosis water from the ultrafine filter water. So I've got the reverse osmosis filter in the pump. I've taken all the hoses and cleaned them with tap water, and now we're going to start pumping it. This is a little harder to pump than it was before with the ultrafine, and that's to be expected because the reverse osmosis filter is going to be a much tighter filter that is doing much heavier filtering of the water itself. And there goes the water into the glass. Reverse osmosis uses more water because you're having to expel the wastewater while you're pulling in the clean water through the filter. So there is water wasted in the reverse osmosis process. All right, so here's the final test. This large glass here is tap water, pulled it right out of the sink. And this one is the water that I ran through the filter. It has been through the ultrafine filter and the reverse osmosis filter. As you can see, there is a slight tinge to this one still. This water, again, is the tap water, and it's, pretty much clear. This one is actually very clear, but it has a very light tinge to the color. I have smelled both of them. Neither one of them have a smell. I did a small taste test just to see if either one of them had a difference in taste. So I think that this is actually okay, that this is probably fine, but there's only one way to find out. The little taste test I did made them kind of feel like they both tasted the same. This one, I drank it, of course. This tastes like tap water. We have pretty good tap water here, so it really didn't have much flavor. This actually had some taste to it. I don't know what the taste is. It wasn't like a fishy taste or anything, but you definitely knew there was something in this water. But, it's definitely not as tasteless, I guess you could say, as the tap water was. Now, is this safe to drink? I'm assuming so, based upon the instructions and everything. I'm assuming this is pretty safe to drink. So in a survival situation, I'd have no problem drinking this water. I would think that it was filtered and everything was okay. It does have a different taste to it. So it's not like it's going to purify it so great that you think you're drinking distilled water. But it does purify it way, way better than that lake water, of course, that you see right here that we got out of there. So it's definitely better than that, and I would never drink the lake water, but I don't think I would have a problem drinking this if I was in a survival situation or I really needed some water. Now, would I rely on this to just go walking and hiking when I could bring water with me? Probably not. I probably wouldn't just use this filter to just drink water on a daily basis, or when I'm hiking, I would probably bring water with me. But definitely on a hiking or camping situation where you're running low on water, you need water, I would pull that thing out and try it. Anyway, so hopefully this review was helpful. If it was, will you please give it a thumbs up? If you haven't done so already, if you would subscribe to the channel, that really helps me out. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. Y'all take care.